So shall we start?
Yeah, yes, we can start.
So good evening to all present here. Training and Placement Cell of Universal Engineering College is very happy to be here for the inaugural function and welcome you for the inaugural function of Reflections 2021. We come up with Reflections 2021 to provide opportunities for real world exposure to students and thereby making them ready for industry. As a part of our undying tradition to seek God's blessing before any of the important event, I request each one of you to remain silent for a minute to seek God's blessings. Thank you, all of you. To begin with, I would like to invite Mr. Prem Shankar, Placement Officer of Universal Engineering College, for the welcome address. Mr. Prem Shankar, sir, welcome you for the welcome address.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. V.K. Shamsuddin, Chairman, Universal Engineering College. In spite of his busy schedule, have come here for inaugurating Reflections 2021. Welcome you, sir. Now let me welcome Dr. Joske Jacob, Principal, Universal Engineering College, who has been the key factor for making this event possible. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Prem.
Let me welcome Mr. JSJL, JS Academy, who have been associating with us in conducting the training sessions. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Also, let me welcome the head of departments, the department placement coordinators, my dear faculties, and my dear students for this inaugural session. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Prem Shankar, sir. Now, I would like to call our beloved principal, Dr. Joske Jacob, for the presidential address. Josa, please.
Thank you, Sneha, and good evening to all. Most respected Chairman of Universal Educational Trust, V.K. Shamsuddin, sir. Our guest, Mr. Jayesh from JS Academy. He is a mentor, chief mentor of JS Academy. Placement Officer, Mr. Prem Shankar. HODs, colleagues, and my dear students. Reflections 2021. It's a new venture. It's a new concept by our developed by our placement cell. As you know, this year we had already given more than nearly 50 placements, and we are targeting more than 100. And in order to make our students industry ready, we are actually focusing on a mock interview series. And this mock interview, each and every student will get minimum 10 to 15 minutes for their interview, and they will get a feedback from the people who are interviewing. And after that, they will get the chance to rectify their mistakes or their weakness. And it will be completely followed by, the follow-up session will be handled by the respective project guide. And it will be monitored by HOD. And after that, after rectification, you'll get a feedback report to the principal as well as the placement department. And the main aim of this program is to help you, to make you industry ready. And I expect the wholehearted support from our students. All faculty members are ready to help you. And Only my humble request to my students, utilize this opportunity. Our chairman is here during his busy schedule. He is here with us. And Mr. Jayesh, he is a chief mentor of Jayesh Academy. Jayesh Academy is already associated with us for the last 1 year. And as we know, we are actually passing through a pandemic situation. But we must utilize this time and we must convert that into an opportunity. And I wish all success, and let us hope for the best. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joseph, for your words. Now, I would like to welcome our most respected chairman, Mr. V.K. Shamsuddin, sir, for the inaugural address. Sir, please.
Thank you, Sneha, for welcoming to this session. Principal Dr. Jose, placement in charge, Mr. Prem, and Mr. Jayesh from Jayesh Academy. I'm very happy to have all of you on this board and to be part of this wonderful idea of Reflection 2021. When you speak about interview is something you have to show your confidence to your interviewers, your attitude, your body language, how you express your words. The knowledge is the last important thing, I think, in an interview. How you face the situation and how you handle the questions and requirement from the interview board. That's most important. So you need to have a technical experience to handle that. So there's an opportunity for each one of our Universal Engineering College students, which Mr. Prem Shankar has brought this idea. So it's a wonderful idea, and I'm sure with this able guidance, we can have more students excelling in their interviews. So I'm very happy again to say that the Dr. Jose is taking full initiative in managing this situation during this COVID pandemic, which the whole world is suffering. So thank you, Dr. Jose. Thank you, Mr. Prem, for guiding our students to the new hope in their life. So I'm sure all the students will make use of this platform and will be benefited for their beginning of their career. So it's a head to start for them. And there will be a lot of training sessions also will be arranged by our team, led by our Prem Shankar. So I wish every success to each one of the participants in this session. So എല്ലാവരും വളരെ സീരിയസ് ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ ഈ സെഷൻ എടുക്കണം എന്നൊരു റിക്വസ്റ്റ് എനിക്ക് എല്ലാ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനോടും പറയാനുണ്ട്. കാരണം ഒരുപാട് ടൈമും ഒരുപാട് എഫേർട്ടും എടുത്തിട്ടാണ് പ്രേംശങ്കറും ടീമും ഇതിന്റെ പിന്നാലെ നിന്നിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഡോക്ടർ ജോസും നിങ്ങളുടെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പാളും വളരെ ബിസിയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് ടൈമിലും അവർ ഇത് ഇങ്ങനൊരു പ്രോഗ്രാം അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന്റെ ഉദ്ദേശം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, നാളെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂ സെഷൻ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരുമ്പോൾ അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ ഒട്ടും ബാക്കിലോട്ട് പോകാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നുള്ള ഉദ്ദേശത്തിലാണ്. ഇത് ശരിക്കും ഒരു ന്യൂ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ആണത്. എല്ലാ കോളേജുകളിലും ട്രെയിനിങ് സെഷൻസ് കൊടുക്കാറുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഈ റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരു ഐഡിയ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിട്ട് ഒരു മോക്ക് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുക, ആ മോക്ക് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിൽ എങ്ങനെ പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യുക, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അതിൻ്റെ റിസൾട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുക, അതിൻ്റെ ഫീഡ്ബാക്കുകൾക്ക് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുക. ഇതൊരു പുതിയ ഐഡിയ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ കഴിഞ്ഞ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനൊന്നും ഈ അവസരം കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ യു ആർ ലക്കി ടു ഹാവ് ദിസ് സെഷൻ. നമ്മളോട് ഒരുപാട് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂസ് ഒക്കെ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊക്കെ വരുന്നൊരു പ്രശ്നം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മളെ ബിടെക് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് വരുമ്പോൾ they don't know how to respond to the questions. ബേസിക് പോലും അറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ വളരെ വളരെ ചിലപ്പോൾ പേപ്പർക്ക് ബാക്കിലുള്ള കുട്ടികൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ എക്സൽ ചെയ്ത് പോകാറുണ്ട്. കാരണം അതേ ഷോ ദെയർ കോൺഫിഡൻസ്. അപ്പൊ ഇതൊരു ടെക്നിക്കാണ്. ഇത് പഠിക്കുക, ഈ മോക്ക് ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യുക, നിങ്ങളുടെ ഷോർട്ട് കമ്മിങ്സ് എന്താണെന്നുള്ളത് മനസ്സിലാക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് അത് ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള സാധ്യതകൾ നോക്കുക. പ്രേംശങ്കർ അവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഏത് സമയത്തും വേണമെങ്കിലും പ്രേംശങ്കറായിട്ട് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാവുന്നതാണ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഷോർട്ട് കമ്മിങ്സ് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് അത് എങ്ങനെ ഇമ്പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാമെന്നുള്ളതിനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരുപാട് സാധ്യതകളുള്ള ഒരു പരിപാടിയാണ് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് വളരെ നല്ലൊരു പ്രതീക്ഷയുള്ള ഒരു പരിപാടിയായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ എൻ്റെ എല്ലാ ഭാവങ്ങളും റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻസ് 2021 ഞാൻ നേരുന്നു. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ വിത്ത് യുവർ ബ്ലെസ്സിങ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഗോഡ്സ് ബ്ലെസ്സിങ് ഐ ആം ഇനോഗ്രേറ്റിംഗ് ദിസ് സെഷൻ ആൻഡ് ലീവിംഗ് ഇറ്റ് യു സർ. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, sir. We strongly believe that our students will take up it very seriously and get benefited out of these sessions. Thank you once again. Now, I would like to call upon Jayesh Jail, Chief Mentor of Jay's Academy, for the keynote address. Sir, please.
Hi, everyone. Hi, respected Chairman, Honorable Principal, Placement Officer, Ms. Neha, and beloved students. I consider this as an extremely high privilege to have got the opportunity to talk to you about placements and later on for a session on resume writing. Please understand, in the last 1 year, especially due to COVID pandemic, the placement scenario is undergoing a complete sea change in which we are seeing mostly online changes where the aptitude test is being conducted online, the interviews are held online. So most of the things are becoming online, which proves the point that you have to be really sharp when it comes to performing in the interview, especially through online platforms like Skype or Google Meet. Hence, it's very, very important that you improve your communication skills and make yourself presentable before the screen, because there is a lot of difference between taking or attending an interview online and an interview face-to-face when you are sitting before the interviewer. And hence, there are a lot of changes that you must consider when you are preparing yourself for the placement process. Last month, there was a survey by NASSCOM which said that after the COVID crisis, the employability of fresh graduates, the employability has considerably gone down, especially because of communication skills. I think one reason for this is students have become a bit more lazier, especially in online classes, because now they have the liberty of sitting at home and watching the classes. So the trainers never know how they are watching the classes, like are they sitting or relaxing or lying down. I'll give you one example of one of my students in a prestigious engineering college, government engineering college in Trivandrum, who failed to get through the last stage of TCS because accidentally he showed the video of his online interview where they saw a reclining chair in the back. So they understood that the candidate was sitting on a reclining chair and relaxing like this and taking the interview. And he was immediately rejected, though he was a brilliant student. So a lot of such small things might affect your performance. So that you have to cultivate by attending online classes, not just for interviews, but any class, even if it is your classes, your semester classes taken by your professors of your college or external trainers like us make sure that you cultivate that habit, you inculcate that habit of attending online classes as seriously as you are in a physical classroom where you sit in a back bench and you have a table. So please make that practice definitely applicable for online classes as well. Else what will happen is when you take online classes casually, there is a tendency that you might take the online interviews also casually, thereby making it highly possible for you to get rejected, which is very bad. And the mock interviews which are going to be scheduled, it's going to gauge you, it's going to test you on not just your communication skills, it will also test your body language, your postures, your smile, your gestures. So make sure that you practice all that. And in today's session, we will handle resume writing because your interview will be based on the resume, the profile which you're going to give to the interviewer or the company. So hence, please make sure that you're going to take the placement processes, placement training, and everything related to placement as seriously as you can. And also understand, though it is a pandemic season, it's not difficult to get placed. However, the point, the caution, the warning here is, if you are not placed in campus, if you are not placed through campus placements during COVID, it's very difficult to get placed otherwise, because unlike the campus placement which happens on the campus, where you can get placed much more easier, now it is not going to happen at least for 1 year. So especially those students who are in final year and pre-final year now, they should take extra attention. They should make every effort to make sure that you will get placed through online campus placements. Hope my point is very clear. So I wish all the students the very best in all the training programs related to placements, and also please do your best in the online mock interviews. And please take all the sessions seriously. Keep a notebook and pen with you whenever a trainer is teaching something. And even in your mock interviews and the real interviews, keep a pen and paper with you, because that gives out the good sign that you're very serious about the job and the interview. So when the interviewer asks you a question, especially in online, please take down the question. Don't ask him to repeat the question, that looks bad. So my ultimate point here is, any online interview, any online training process, make sure that you attend it with a notebook and a pen or pencil. Today's session also, I believe you will all attend the session with a pen and paper in hand and take down important points. All right. So all the best, guys. Take care. Over to you, Sneha.
Thank you, Jayesh, for these wonderful words.
Thank you.
Now let me welcome Sneha, Department Placement Coordinator, Computer Science, for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Prem sir. A very good evening to one and all. I deem it a very great privilege and honor to propose a vote of thanks on this particular occasion. First and foremost, I would like to thank our beloved Chairman, Mr. V.K. Shamsuddin sir. Despite his busy schedule, has been with us and graced this occasion. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to Principal Dr. Jose K. Jacob sir for his support, for his vision and commitment towards all the works. And thank you really, sir, for being with us as a support.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Next, I would like to thank our placement officer, Mr. Prem Shankar, for his valuable contribution, encouragement, and also guidance in all the activities. Thank you, Prem sir. We are very grateful to Mr. Jayesh, Chief Mentor of Jay's Academy, for his unstinting support for this function, as also as an organization, being with you, associated with you, giving the positive aspects of placements and everything. We are really grateful for Jay's Academy and Mr. Jayesh. Thank you, Jayesh sir.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you so much.
I owe a special gratitude to all the head of the departments, faculties, as well as technical staff who are behind this screen, helping us in each and everything and getting ready for this program and making this program a resounding success. I also owe a special gratitude to all the placement coordinators who really worked hard behind this behind this program and making this a successful one. Thank you, each one of you. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all my dear students who have been cooperating with us, having a positive attitude of attending these sessions and making Reflections 2021 a resounding one. Thank you once again. Thank you, all of you. Now, we have formally come to the close of this inaugural session, and now we are handing over the session to Mr. Jayesh for handling the resume preparation session. Session over to Mr. Jayesh.
Yeah, thank you. Can we start right away?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Hi, welcome students. Is the whiteboard clear? Can you all see the whiteboard? Yes, students, please respond. Is it clear? Yeah, okay. Fine. So today in our brief session on resume writing, I'll give you the most important points that you should take care while preparing a good resume. When I say good resume, it means a presentable resume. As we all know, resume is the first impression. It's the first point of contact between a candidate and the organization. So you should make every attempt to impress the organization and its representative through your resume. So I'd like to make very clear the first and foremost point, that is absolutely no spelling mistake or grammar mistake should come in your resume. I repeat, please make sure that your resume does not have any grammar mistake or spelling mistake, because if there is a mistake like spelling mistake or grammar mistake, it shows that you are not too careful, you're not too alert, and you're not serious about this opportunity provided to you. And hence, the first impression that you create in the mind of the interviewer and the organization is going to be really bad. Having said that, I welcome you all to a resume writing session. Now, what is the meaning of the word resume? The word is pronounced as resume. It's not resume. Now, resume, it means just a profile. So resume is a very safe word. You can use resume for any profile, any job, anytime, because it's an English word meaning profile. So there is nothing wrong in using a resume for a beginner like you or for an experienced person like me. Anyone can use the word resume. Whereas a CV, let's first understand the difference between resume and CV. CV is curriculum vitae, meaning, so what is a curriculum vitae? Curriculum vitae is a Latin term meaning vitae means important or vital. Curriculum means your career and academics. So most important points about your academics and career is CV. So CV is usually written by experienced people, but again, there is no hard and fast rule that CV should be written only by experienced people. And then you have the third thing, which is biodata, which you preferably should not use a biodata, because as the name suggests, it's more concerned with your physical statistics like your height, your weight, your eyesight. So this is used for jobs and other areas where your biological status is important. Like for example, an army recruitment drive where you need to have a physical test done, or when you are submitting your profile to a matrimony site for inviting matrimony alliances, marriage alliances, where your physical appearance is important, your height, your weight, your skin color. So all that matters in biodata. So what you are going to submit to the organization is a resume, and it's pronounced as resume. Resume is another English word. It's a verb meaning to restart an activity. Example, let's resume the class. So this is resume. So first make the pronunciation part absolutely clear. So that is a profile. Now, what are those key things which you should be careful while preparing a resume for yourself, and how to make your resume impressive without mistakes or without any unwanted information. All right. That's very, very important that you should give in your resume proper information and you weed out which you don't need, which the organization is not interested in knowing. Is it clear till here, all of you? Is that clear till here, all of you? Fine. Now let's get into the process of making a resume. Okay, Malavika, Srinath, good. Your resume should have ideally 2 pages, 2 A4 sheets. And the first A4 sheet, the top side, your name should come in capital letters and bold and slightly bigger font than the remaining letters. I repeat, the first sheet, no need to put the title, resume and all that. You can directly start with your name and the name should be conspicuous. That means the name should appear clear, bold, and don't underline your name. Just put it in bold and slightly higher font than the remaining. For example, you can go for a Times New Roman font or Arial font and make it as 16 or 18. And for the print, you can use around 12 and 14 for the remaining wordings. So that's the first thing. Your name should come right top. And when you put your phone number, make sure that you put 2 numbers and put it in this format: +91 889 339 0001 and +91 471 236 1139. Now the second phone number should preferably be a landline number. Now why should we give 2 phone numbers? The last couple of years I've observed that many students have lost their chance in the interview because the company tried to reach them over email as well as phone, but were not reachable. That should not happen. So in case one number is not reachable, you should be available on the other number, and hence the second number, its SIM should not be in the same handset. So if you're giving your both numbers in the same phone, what if the phone gets switched off? You won't be reachable. So the second number that you are giving should be in a different handset, preferably your father, mother, brother, sister, close relative or a close friend who will pass on the message immediately to you in case your phone was not reachable. Is that point absolutely clear, all of you? Why you should give 2 phone numbers, and +91 is the country code for India. And you should give your email ID just below this. And please make sure that you make a proper email ID with your name. So your first name should come in full. Example, my mail ID is like this: jayesh.bilwakf@gmail. Or you can go for mail IDs like jayesh_1005. So your name with some digits, numbers, or other letters, and preferably at Gmail. Why Gmail? Because most of the organizations work on Gmail platform, even if it's IT or core companies. So having a Gmail ID will ensure better syncing of your mail ID with their systems. Anyway, when you join an organization, you will be getting a company specific mail ID, which you will use later. But however, for the purpose of email, for the purpose of contacting, communication, correspondence with the organization, give a professional mail ID like this. Don't create, or if you have, funny email IDs like I am great, this is wonderful, I rock, we rock. That's all fine, but don't give it for the resume purpose. If you don't have such a proper mail ID, please create one mail ID like this. Hope I'm clear. Now on the other side, on this left-hand side of the paper, you should give your full address like this. House number 18A, Trivandrum Tennis Club Enclave, Kavi RPO, Trivandrum 695003, Kerala State, India. Many people forget these two. They think that, the place of your residence, maybe Thrissur or Kottayam or Kozhikode or any place is world famous. No. We people in Kerala might know about this, but your resume is going to go international. Why? Your resume will reach a pool of resumes, and the companies are usually multinational companies. So your resume may be vetted by a person sitting outside India. At that time, he might not know that place, Trivandrum. Not necessarily that an Indian might be vetting your resume. So he might have to Google search to find out where on earth this place is. So let that not happen to you. So please make sure that you write in full, including the state name and your country. Did you understand till here? So I repeat, your name, your phone numbers, 2 phone numbers, proper mail ID, and your address with PIN code and your state and the country name. And this should occupy, and if you have a LinkedIn profile, you may provide that underneath your mail ID. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you may provide it here. And this should occupy only 1/4 of the page. That means this much information should come. You must compress this in 1/4 of the page. All right. So please take down quick. I want all of you to write this down. Have you taken down? Shall we proceed? All right. Now just underneath your educational qualifications, underneath your address should come career objective, but let me be clear, career objective for a beginner like you is not mandatory. So career objective is not compulsory for you. Hence, those who do not want to write a career objective, just don't write anything. But those who wish to write career objective, write a very short and sweet one. What do you mean by very short and sweet? See, you are youngsters, you are just beginners. So you don't have much to write about your career objective, unlike people like us who have experience. So even if you write a big one, you are inviting trouble. The interviewer will ask, probe further, lot of questions, which might put you in trouble. So please do not copy this. So I have some don't list for you. So what are the don'ts about career objective? One, do not copy it. 2, do not write very lengthy career objectives. You are inviting trouble. So write short and sweet. How? For example, to secure an entry-level position, because this is what you're going to do, an entry-level position in your organization, right? Your organization. Why? You're becoming specific, not any organization. In your organization where I can learn, evolve, and contribute. Enough. So I'm going to learn something new, I'm going to evolve, and I can contribute back to the organization. So something short and sweet, as simple as this, makes sense. And this is very genuine. You are going to seek an entry-level position. So to secure or seek, that makes sense. So those who want to write a career objective, please make it short and sweet and make sense. Don't write too jassy, bombastic, which you cannot explain later in the interview, doesn't make sense. Please do not copy it from your seniors, from your friends, classmates, or from internet. All right. So that is about career objective. Any doubts about career objective? Any doubts about career objective? Okay. Malavika. Others? Fine. Now, underneath the career objective, if you're writing career objective, underneath the career objective, you should make a table, and preferably make a table for educational qualification. You can write educational, or you can use the word academic. Don't put both. Academic qualifications. And make a table. And in that table, these things must come. Your latest thing you're doing, course, institution, which is your school or college, your university or board, if your school, your percentage or grade, and the year of passing. Year of passing is very, very important. And this table, you have to fill in reverse chronological order. What do you mean by reverse chronological order? Starting from now, you have to go backwards. For example, if you're pursuing your post-graduation, MTech or MCA, you have to write that first, and then your BTech, and then your 12th, and then your 10th. So it is like this. BTech. Write the full form of your branch.
ജാബിന് എനിക്ക് അയച്ചല്ല, അവൻ ജാബറിനെ അയച്ചിട്ട് ജാബറിന് അയച്ചതാ. ചില പ്രയാസം ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും, വേറെ ദൂഷണം ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. എന്തായാലും എടുത്താൽ മതി. സമാധാനപ്പെടുത്തിയാൽ മതി. ജാബറും വേറൊന്നും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടൊന്നുമില്ല. ജാബറും എനിക്ക് ഫോർവേഡ് ചെയ്തെന്നാണ്, അതൊന്നും പറഞ്ഞില്ല. എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാലോ. ഞാൻ എന്തായാലും ഒരു റിക്വസ്റ്റ് കൂടെ ഞാൻ എല്ലാവർക്കും വിട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട് ഫണ്ടിന്റെ കാര്യത്തില്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ജയരാജിന്റെ വല്ല ഫണ്ട് പോകുന്നുണ്ടോ അവിടെ? ഒന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം.
But year of passing is very important. Why? Because they would like to know whether there was any break in your career. Having a break in your career is okay, but in the interview, you should be able to explain why there was a year break. If in case you have a break, like some of you might have taken a break to prepare for the entrance exam again and improve your rank, that is acceptable, but that should be clear in the resume. And preferably put a table, make a table, because that is easier for the interviewer and the company to comprehend the information given. Did you understand how educational qualifications should be included in a table and what are the columns required? Is that clear, all of you? Now we are talking about first page. So in first page, one more thing should come right beneath educational qualification, which is additional qualifications and skills. So after career objective, educational qualifications, and then after educational qualifications, the next column that should, the next heading that should come is additional qualifications or additional skills. Now, what are the things that should come here? Very important. You cannot just write MS Office here. All right. So there are certain criteria for deciding what should come here. One, it is not taught in class or college. Something which is not taught in class, college in detail. Maybe in the class or college, they just mentioned about it. It's part of maybe a syllabus, but it was not taught properly, not taught in detail, because it's not part of the curriculum. Two, it's not part of your university curriculum or syllabus. Next, three, most important point, you should have invested your time, money, effort. That means when the others were playing, when the others were enjoying, when the others were doing something else, you invested your effort, your time in cultivating this skill. That is why this is the most important thing. And point number 4, what is point number 4? You should have been trained in it. And point number 5, what is point number 5? Any guess? No one forced you to do it. And the last point, 6, it helps you directly or indirectly in your career. So what are the additional qualifications? How does it qualify to become an additional qualification? It's not taught in school or college. It is not part of your curriculum, university syllabus. You invested your time, money, and effort to get that skill. You were trained in it properly, and no one forced you to do it. And 6, directly or indirectly, it will help you in your career. If you have, so for example, see, and it's not branch specific, okay? For example, if you are an electronics engineer student, you may go and learn C++, Java, etc. because somewhere, someday you might use it. And it's good to know such programming skills. Whereas for a computer science engineer, C++ and Java are not additional skills. It's part of their curriculum. Did you understand the difference? Even typewriting or shorthand is an additional skill because that improves your typing speed. So if you have learned MS Excel professionally and you know all the functions of Excel, then that's an additional skill. Just because you know how to prepare a document in MS Word, don't write MS Office. Just because you can make a PowerPoint presentation and do a slideshow, don't write MS Office or MS PPT. Doesn't make sense. So you should have been professionally trained in it. Only then it qualifies to become an additional skill. Am I absolutely clear? Any doubts regarding additional qualifications and skills? Please remember, additional qualification is not equivalent to a training program. Any training program is not an additional qualification. Additional qualification is you have invested your time, money, effort to learn a skill. Only then it becomes an additional qualification. So if you have learned web designing, it's an additional qualification. Okay. So this is your first page. The first page of your resume should be like this. All right. So please take down before I erase the board quick. Shall we move on? Have you taken down? All right. Now, let me tell you something. Your first page of the resume usually looks similar for everyone because everybody has a name, address, educational qualification, which are similar. Maybe the percentage of marks may differ by 10 or 15, that's all. So what makes your resume stand apart? What makes your resume impressive is the next page. And the next page should start with internship. Page 2 should start with internship. Now, for a beginner, for a fresh graduate like you, this is your work experience. Hence, this is the most important thing in your resume. I repeat, internship is your most important thing in your resume, and you should have done at least 3 internships. Those who have not done 3 internships, try to grab 1 or 2 more internships and complete this list, because as per company norms, standard norms, everybody should have done 3 internships, 1 with an IT company, 1 in a core company. So if it's an IT branch like CS, you should have done 2 IT companies, 1 software, 1 hardware, and the others should have done 1 IT company, 1 core company, and 1 public sector government company. So 3 internships is an unwritten rule, and also 100 days is suggested. Not in each one, put together. 100 days, 3 internships in total 100 days. And what are the details that you should write about internship? See, remember, internship is like a job. It's like a work. So an internship is not a training program. It's not an industrial visit. So it is like you're working in an organization, but not as full-time. So what are the criteria for something to be qualified as an internship? 1, it is like a job or work, and you have roles, responsibilities, and targets. C, mostly you should get a salary. Remember, if you are paying them and getting an internship, it is illegal. Across the world, students need not pay the company for internships. The company should pay you for internships. Like I take a lot of internships for my company, Jay's Academy, and I pay them at least like 10,000 per month as long as they are doing a good work. So that means it should have a salary or a remuneration for your work. And for D, you should get an internship certificate. Now, what are things you should write about internship? In the internship, you should write the name of the organization, your profile, and the duration, from which date to which date. These many things should come. Only then your internship becomes eligible. I repeat, internship is a job or a work. You have roles, responsibilities, and targets as equivalent as a full-time employee. You should be paid a salary or remuneration for the work you are doing, and you should get a certificate. So when you write about internship, you should write about the name of the company, the profile, the reporting authority, your nature of job, your duration, and your targets. All that should come, because you will get questions in the interview from your internship. Those who have not done any internship till now, please try to grab some internship opportunity online and do it. But internship is something which makes your resume impressive. So especially those who are in pre-final year now, you have some more time. Those who are in final year, you speed up and try to get some internship somehow with the help of your department or your college management or your relatives or your friends or your seniors who have started some kind of new venture, those who have startups. All right. So the importance of internship for an entry-level new professional graduate like you is immense, is crucial. Any doubts about internship? Now, if you want to know how to get internships, should we write the internships in a table? Not necessarily other. You can write internships like 1, 2, 3. All right. Listen, please download J's Academy app and install it in your phone. I have given a lot of sample resumes and a resume format, so you can take valuable information and inputs from that. So please install J's Academy app. It'll help you in placements. All right. And any doubts about internships per se, in specific, please feel free to contact us after the class. All right. So an internship is the real work experience for a beginner like you. So internship is something very crucial. Please take down. Done. Shall we move on? Okay, Anand. After internship, the next important thing is IB, industry visit. The industry visit is something very crucial. You should have visited at least 2 organizations, one again a private sector and one a public sector organization. Now, an industry visit means you should have gone to the company, visited the major departments or a specific department, learned how it functions, and you should get a certificate of visit. So I repeat, you should have, what all things will you write? You should write the name of the organization, B, date of visit, so name and location, date of visit, C, your learning. In internship also you have to write about the learnings and the reporting authority. To whom did you report? Example, I'll show you an example how to write industry visit. I think most of you know about transformers and electricals tell. So write in full date of visit. Let's say you visited last year. So let's say you visited from 4th Jan 2020 to 6th Jan 2020. Learning, visited the transformer assembly unit under the supervision of General Manager, Mr. and the learnings were. So this is how you write. So Transformers and Electricals Kerala Limited from 4th January to 6th January visited Transformer Assembly Unit under the supervision of the General Manager, Mr. So and the key observations and learnings. All right, so that's how you should write about industry visit. And those who are planning to do industry visit later should carry a pen and paper, and also with the permission of the authority, you may take photographs. And maybe at the time of interview, you can show that you were really serious about the industry visit. Is it clear? Industry visit. Any doubts about industry visit, please ask. Yeah, so take down. Now, after industrial visit, you should write about workshops. The next thing after industrial visit is workshop. Now, when does something qualify to be written as a workshop? When does something qualify to be written as a workshop? Again, eligibility conditions to be written as a workshop. 1, it was limited entry. What do you mean by limited entry? See, it often happens that, when you're walking by the side of the seminar hall in your college, you see that some function is going on and it's a pure air-conditioned, comfortable room, and you are just walking by after the lunch. So you feel sleepy. So you peep into the room and see that some dignitary is speaking something, and there are some empty chairs in the back. So you get in, sneak in, sit there, listen for 5 minutes and then sleep. After 2 hours, you wake up and see that everybody is gone. You come out, you read the banner, workshop on this, you take a photo of that, and then later you put in your resume, attended a workshop on this. Doesn't make sense. A workshop, serious workshop, means it should have limited entry. That means the entry is based on certain eligibility criteria. That means maybe only those with certain cutoff percentage of marks, they were allowed. There was some screening test like a quiz program or a objective test. And there is some criteria for the workshop. All right. Second, it was organized professionally. Organized by some professional organization like IEEE or AICTE on this. And C, you should get an workshop certificate that you have attended that certificate. And last but not the least, D, it should have been conducted by eminent, distinguished, personalities from industry or the academia, which means some professors from IIT or the head of an organization. They came and delivered a workshop on some updated module like artificial intelligence or IoT. So all those things should come. So when you write about the workshop, how will you write? Participated in a 3-day workshop organized by AICTE, where students across India attended or participated based on a written test. The module was artificial intelligence, and it was anchored or talks by eminent distinguished person like professor from IIT, Dr. XYZ. So how was the selection process? How many participated? Where was the venue? Who organized it? And who delivered the talk? And what was the module? Did you understand how it qualifies to become a workshop? So there is no point in writing vague and haphazard things like attended a 2-day workshop on artificial intelligence. Incomplete, sounds stupid. Your interviewer and the company will not be impressed. You have to write very specifically. It should be scalable. How do you make it scalable? You have to write in detail who organized it, how many days workshop, who anchored it, who were the eminent distinguished people, and the module, and how the selection process was. That means it was not open to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It was open to only a specific elite group of serious students and who were selected through some major process like screening. Is it clear how you will write workshop? So please take down. Now, these many things are the most important things in your resume. Now, the things which I'm going to say are optional. You can write about training programs attended. Remember, training is different from additional skills. Training like attended a 5-day training program by Keltron from dash date to dash date on dash modules. This is how you should write about training programs. Remember, training program is an extension of additional skills. So if you already have some skill, a training program is a value addition. So training program is not an additional skill. Remember that. Example, in Trivandrum, Keltron, they offer training programs every now and then, like 5-day training program, 2 weeks training program. When you pay fees like 1,500, 2,500, 3,000, 10,000, a 5-day program, training program every day from 9 to 6. So that's a training program on some modules. So that's there for almost all electronics, electrical branches. And Keltron does that program regularly. Similarly, there are programs offered by CDAC. So such organizations or private organizations offer training programs at a fee. So you can write about such training programs, and certificate is not mandatory. So even if you have a certificate or no certificate, still that's fine. So if you have attended any training programs, please write that. Okay. The next point, if you have achievements and awards. Again, how will you write it? Secured second position in All Kerala Inter-College Quiz Program in 2019, where more than 100 colleges participated. I have seen many students writing secured first prize in quiz competitions, got second position in best manager program. See, these are all vague. These are not quantifiable. Make it scalable. So how do you make an achievement or award scalable? You have to write all the details and the extent of participation, like time, venue, who organized it, what was the extent of participation, was it district level, state level, national level, international level. So look at what I've written on the board about achievements and awards. Secured second position in All Kerala Inter-College Quiz Program in 2019, where more than 100 colleges participated. So reading that, a person will understand that it was a big event. So when you're writing awards and achievements, just don't write vaguely, write scalable. Did you understand how to make your writing scalable? That means the quantum of achievement should be clear. Is it clear, all of you? Is that clear? Yeah. Now these things which I'm going to write on the left-hand side of the board are actually not necessary. Hobbies, extracurricular activities, co-curricular activities. What's the difference? Hobbies. If reading is your serious hobby, write it. If photography is your hobby, write it. Just because you have a high-end phone where you have 4 cameras with high pixels, or if you have a DSLR version of the latest camera, you are not a photographer. You can write photography as a hobby if you have learned it to some extent, you know about the technical nuances of photography, and you have been participating in photography competitions and you're really a good photographer. Only then photography becomes a hobby. Just because you click selfies and your friends' photographs, you are not a photographer. Remember that. So hobby, write something as a hobby only if you're serious about it. What's the difference between extracurricular and co-curricular? I'll give you an example so that you understand it easily. Co-curricular is something related to academics. Example, IEEE, IET. So all these are co-curricular. Extracurricular is NSS, NCC, blood donation camp. So extracurricular is not related to ACADS. Co-curricular is related to ACADS. So you may write these 3: hobbies, extracurricular, co-curricular, if you have serious achievements and things interest in that. Now, please don't write about strengths and weakness. Strengths, weakness, big no. Don't write about strengths and weakness. You are inviting trouble in the interview because you cannot write your strengths and weaknesses in a piece of paper. If in case the interviewer asks you at that time, I'll train you how to talk about strengths and weakness, but please don't write about strengths and weaknesses in your resume. Similarly, don't write declaration. Don't put photograph. Declaration and photograph you may provide only if the company specifically asks you, Like the company would send you a mail, send your updated resume to this mail ID with declaration and photograph. Only then put declaration that the information provided is true to the best of my knowledge and belief with a photograph. Else these things are not required. And the last part, personal details. The last part, personal details, you should write about your age and date of birth, your marital status, and if you have a license, four-wheeler license and passport, write that. And your gender. These are the personal details required, nothing more than that. Don't write your religion, don't write your father's name, mother's name. All those things are not required in modern corporate resume. I repeat, the conclusion should be with your personal details like age and date of birth, marital status, license or passport if you have. License, when I say license, four-wheeler driving license and passport, that shows that you have some other skills as well, and your passport shows you are ready to fly, you are ready to work anywhere, and gender. This is your resume. So an ideal resume should be 2 pages. If you have a lot more to write in internships and project, you can get to 3 pages. Now, when you're writing about your project and mini project, that's also important. Projects, mini projects, please write in detail. What was the project title? What all things you dealt with? So title, the method, the platform, the objective, and the practical application. These things must come. So should not run beyond 3 pages, ideally 2 pages. So I've covered almost all the important aspects of resume. Now it is your time to ask me doubts. Quick, take down and ask me doubts on any of the topics we discussed, or apart from this which I've discussed, please ask doubts quick.
Dear students, if you've got any doubts regarding resume preparation, kindly ask your doubts to Mr. Jayesh. He'll help you out. So anybody wants to ask question, please ask your question in the chat box.
Yeah. Also, please send your resume to this mail ID. We will correct it and send it back. Jayesh Academy Trivandrum at Gmail or info@jayesacademy.in. Also, you can send your resumes or doubts to my number 88910390001. My name is Jayesh. So you can ask me any doubts related to your resumes or your career or other exams like civil service. We have coaching for almost all the competitive exams as well. So if you have any career related queries or related to internships, projects, or resume per se, please feel free to contact us. We are here to help you out. So anything related to your career, we are always open to your doubts and suggestions and queries and concerns. Is that clear? All of you? Also, please download the app. As I said, you will get the resume template, Jayesh Academy app. It's free. Please download and install it from Play Store. This has a lot of placement support and internships. Okay. Godwin, I did not understand your question. How it differ from what? How it differ from applying for higher education? What? Please complete the question. No, your question is not clear. Master programs What is your question specifically? I'm not able to follow your question. You can ask in Malayalam also. You may unmute and speak. How it differ from applying for higher education master's program in other countries? How it differ? What differs? That's what I'm not able to understand.
So I think asking how to prepare resumes. I mean, this is just for students who are doing their degrees actually. Once they finish it and they're trying for other countries, how do they prepare resumes for such kind of procedures? That is what I understood.
May I know who is speaking?
I'm Sneha, sir, actually.
Yeah, okay. But the doubt was asked by whom? Godwin.
That is actually, Godwin is actually a final year student.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Now that's a valid doubt. See, for higher education abroad, you have to write 2 exams. If you're going for technical programs, MS Master Science, which is like an MTech in India, you have to write GRE, Graduate Record Exam. Or if you are planning to do a master's program in management, MBA, you have to write GMAT. Both these are international exams. Along with that, you have to supplement it with IELTS and TOEFL, which are English language exams. Now, these foreign education you need, please listen very carefully. These foreign education, the exams should be supplemented by something known as an SOP, Statement of Purpose. Now, Statement of Purpose is an autobiography. It's your educational biography. Where you write about your schooling, your areas of interest, your favorite subjects, your 12th, your 10th, your entrance exams, your engineering curriculum, life, all that, and project. And then you have something known as an LOR. So SOP is Statement of Purpose. And LOR is Letter of Recommendation. And some universities might ask for your resume. And that resume format is exactly similar to what we learned today. I repeat, you just don't put career objective. All the other parts are exactly similar to what I did, what I said. Is that clear? I repeat, for foreign education, for higher studies in top world-class foreign universities, along with the qualifying examination score like GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL, most of the universities would ask for 3 documents: Statement of Purpose, Letter of Recommendation from your professors or external agencies where you have worked or done your internships, and resume, which we said today, which we discussed today. Is that clear? Sneha, hope I have answered the question.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So those who are planning to go abroad, please contact me. I didn't get the app from Play Store. Could you please write the name of the app? I've already written. It is Jay's Academy. Jay's Academy app. Yeah. See, the app looks like this. Can you see this? The app looks like this. Jay's Academy. Can you all see on the screen? So it talks about various courses and programs and stuff. Okay. You will even get video classes like this. So this is a video of one of my classes on critical reasoning. Can you all see the class on the app?
Based on critical reasoning and why exactly these types of questions are asked in the exam. Welcome you all. CR, as it is usually called.
Can you all see the class on the app?
Is a method to test your decision-making skills.
Yeah, so there are plenty of free videos available, important for various placement topics and other exams. Okay. All right. So Prem sir, Sneha,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Sneha Miss.
So I hope
it is clear.
the session is,
Yes. You may conclude.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Mr. Jayesh, for this wonderful session. It was indeed very understanding, and I hope my students have benefited out of this. Probably students would have already made resumes, but then they would have really understood where they lack things inside the resume. And this session would have helped them a lot. And I believe in the coming days, our students will write better resumes and perform in various interviews in a greater manner. And I especially thank you for this for making this day a great day by your session. Thank you once again, Jayesh, and thank you all of you. Thank you, principal, chairman, faculty members, placement officers, coordinators, all teachers and technical staff, and dear students for making this event a great success. Thank you once again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. In case you have any concerns regarding anything related to your career, please feel free to contact us. We are for you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayesh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jayesh.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Surya Narayan, you have a doubt, please ask. I'm here. Yes, Surya, please ask. I think I answered it. I have written in the chat box. I repeat, no photograph and no declaration in your resume unless the company asks you. I think I clarified that point in the class. Please don't put photographs and declaration in your resume unless the company asks for it. See, usually how the company asks for a resume is once you clear the aptitude test, they would send you a mail saying that please send your detailed updated resume to this mail ID with a copy of your latest passport size photograph, not exceeding a particular file size. Then upload your photograph. Otherwise, please don't put your photograph on the resume. Okay. Is it clear, Surya? Yeah, I hope I have answered. Okay, sir. Over to you, sir.
So I think we can conclude. Prem?
Yeah. Thank you, Jayesh. It was a wonderful session. I was just listening all the way. Even
you.
when I was preparing the resume, my resume itself has a lot of things which you have told. So
Right.
I think it was a very, very good session. I think all my students have understood how to prepare a good resume. And I've told them also in the last Saturday, we had a discussion with our final year student, me and principal. And we already told what is the importance of a resume, how far it is important for to get a job in a company. So I think this session was very much useful. Thank you, Jayesh, for having a wonderful day. And thank you, everyone, for being a part of this Reflections 2020. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, all of you. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, Prem.
Okay, sir.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shamsun, sir.